Lesson number 5, the great spirit of salary. So children, in this video, I'm going to explain the question answers and glossaries. Okay children, I hope you understood the lesson very clearly. Okay children, now let us see glossaries. Okay children, glossaries. First one, column means pillar. Next, terrain, stretch of land. Spirit, ghost, that is supernatural being. Abode, home. Felled, cut down. Thrive, live. Agony, that is great pain. Delay, make late or to be slow. Dispatched, sent. Gingatic, that is of a very great size. Drag, pull something along forcefully. Felt, splendid, very good or very impressive. Reluctance, unwillingness to do. Whisper, speak very softly. Bored, bent downward. Plea, a request. Endure, means perish, die in a sudden or destroy. Exist, to live. Pursued, to make someone agree. A rustle, make soft. A vast, a very great in size. Beneath, blow. Glad, happiness. Spare, give. Noticed, extremely difficult. Stroke, that is blow. Okay, children, come to the comprehension passage. Choose the most appropriate answer from the 4 alternatives given below each statement. So, children, let us see the first one. The foresters could never drag the huge trees to the city because only 30 foresters were dispatched. The trees were very heavy. The foresters were very lazy. D. There was a difficult terrain between the forest and the city. The answer is D. Because it was a very difficult terrain, because the distance between the city and the forest was very difficult. It was not easy for them to carry a or drag a huge tree to the city. Next one. The foresters worshipped the tree spirit because they were afraid of it. B. It commanded them to do so. C. It gave the tree great strength, size and beauty. It is just a custom. So the answer is, it gave the tree a great strength, size and beauty. So the foresters worship the tree spirit. Next, the tree spirit requested the king that it be felled in how many strokes? First one, in all one stroke at once, in 3 strokes, in 2 strokes, or branch by branch. The answer is 3 stroke. So the tree requested the king it should be cut down in 3 strokes. Okay, now say the following statements are true or false. The king sent his men to the forest to cut down and bring the mightiest tree. Yes, it is true. He sent his men to the forest to cut down and bring the mightiest tree. It is very true. Only elephants could be used to move the tree. Is it elephant can move the tree? No, false. Even elephant were unable to move the tree because it was a very marshy land. So it was unable to elephants. Elephants would sink to their knees in it. So and elephants could not be used to move the tree. That is, answer is false. The leaves of the sal tree were concerned only about themselves. No, it is false. The leaves were not concerned only about themselves. Even they concerned about the others also, other small trees which were growing under them. The king was very pleased to change his mind at the tree's first request. False. The king was not pleased to change his mind at the first request. When the tree spirit requested the king to cut in 3 strokes, at that time the king decided his mind that his palace should be built of stone, not of wood. That answer is false. Fifth one. The king decided the column for the new palace should be built of stone. Yes, finally the king changed his mind and he told the foresters that his palace should be built of stone, not of wood, when the spirit of the tree requested the king that it should be cut in a 3 stroke. Yes or no, children? Now let us come to the third question, main question, that is answer the following questions in 2 or 3 sentences. See the first question. How did the king want to make his palace special? Sir, the answer is the king wanted to make his palace special by setting the whole palace upon a single wooden column, a column carved from one of the biggest trees in his kingdom. Next question. Name the animals suggested by the king for pulling the trees. The animals suggested by the king for pulling the trees are horse, bullocks, and elephants. Next, third one. How did the tree spirit describe itself to the king? See, children, the tree spirit described itself as the spirit of the sal tree. It is said that it has been worshipped by the people of many villages for 1,000 years and never has anything but good out of them. Birds, wild animals, and people take shelter under branches. It's a crown, it's made of waving greenery, and it has 100 strong arms, and it has the heaviest and knottiest limb. This is how tree spirit describe itself to the king. Now let us come to the match the following. First one. A. Horses. A leg would sink in a marshy ground. Bullocks. Answer the following question in a paragraph. What did foresters warn the tree spirit about, and how did they knew that he had answered their plea? See, the answer is the forester had at last decided to cut a splendid sal tree which grew near by the king's palace. A tree spirit worshipped by the people of many villages was within it. So they brought a garlands, lamp, and music to offer them to the tree spirit and to warn him that he must leave his abode within 7 days. The tree spirit heard and understood well enough that was what was going to happen. It remained quiet, then all its leaves began to whisper, and its topmost branches bowed. The foresters went away satisfied that he had answered their plea. Next, some of the little ones may escape. What quality of the tree spirit does this statement convey? See, children, after the foresters had conveyed their decision to cut the mighty sal tree, the tree spirit within it was sure that its fall would crush all the little sal trees that had sprung upon and thrived under its protection. The tree spirit, though itself that it does not care for itself, for the children's sake, it requested the king to cut it in 3 parts, so that the young sal tree growing around it will not be crushed when it would fall to the ground. The tree was ready to suffer the stroke and endure the agony not once but thrice for the sake of its children. This shows the generous and protective nature of the mighty sal tree. Next question. The king felt that the spirit of sal tree was nobler than his own. Why did he feel so? The tree spirit went to the king and requested strangely that let me be felled in 3 parts. The king had never ever heard such a desire to suffer the death stroke. The tree spirit went on explaining that dozens of young sal tree had sprung from me and thrived in my generous shade. If I fell with one mighty stroke, all my weight would certainly crush all my children to death. So this is the what the nobler of the sal tree decided the king feel. Okay, children. So write an imaginary dialogue between you and a tree which is going to be cut down. So next come to the substitute the sentence with one word. Choose from the choice given in the box. Government by kings and queens. We call them monarchy. A feeling of pain. It's called agony. Cutting down the trees in a forest is deforestation. Plants in a particular region, that is flora, that we find in a particular region only. Next, pick out the opposite from the following words for the text. True, lie, accept, deny, deceived, pursued, domestic, wild, reject, received, liking, disliking. Okay, first now come to the grammar part. English languages uses a few words to describe action or give extra information to the verb. We call it as a verb. Okay, in my grammar video I already explained now what do you mean by verb. Verb is also called as a action words or which give a extra information to a word is called as a verb. So children, first one, deer run fast. Here it is giving more information to the verb, that is fast is verb here. Snail moves slowly, slowly. Some people rarely work. She sings well. They fought bravely. He is seriously ill. The words underlined in this sentence about the describe the manner of the action. In each of them, they are called adverb. So these are the verbs, action verbs. Okay, these are called adverbs. Adverbs are usually formed by adding ly to the describing words. For example, careful, carefully, plain, plainly, brave, bravely, serious, seriously, deep. Okay, now identify the adverbs in the following sentences. The child listened patiently to his mother. That is, patiently is the adverb here. The horse rode as quickly as possible. Rode is verb, adverb is quickly because it's showing the action. It's giving a more information, adding more function to the role. Student answered correctly. Correctly is adverb here. I read silently. The farmer told the hiker plainly. Joe cried bitterly when he broke his new glasses. That is bitterly. These are the Okay, children, list a different action that you do between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. at school every day and say how do you do them. So, children, here are some examples. I listen carefully, I sit calmly, I read silently, and I spoke softly. Okay, children, there are few adverbs which are used to express the frequency of the action done. I often read the newspaper. They never play in the evening. Rekha usually goes to school with her brother. Lankesh sometimes drink coffee. The words underlines are adverbs of a frequency. They express how often one does the work. Okay, children, I hope you understand. Now correct the following sentences. I ate quick. That is, I ate quickly. Unfortunate, everyone was injured in the accident. The correct answer is unfortunately, everyone was injured in the accident. He spoke to her gentle. The correct answer is he spoke to her gently. They all spoke loudly. They all spoke loudly. It rained heavy. It rained heavily. He shut the door. He shut the door quietly. Okay, children, see here. Now imagine you need to tell your friends how often you do the following things. Fill in the table below using a tick mark and construct sentences as shown in the example. I always obey my parents. That is, you should tick mark here in the always. Pray in the evening. Every day you pray in the evening. You say always or often or never. Read the books in English. Sometimes this is what you do in your how you do. You tick in the sometimes or always, often, never, usually. These are the adverbs. Okay.